Hey everybody, it's Tracy at Guitar Tech Corner. I want to show you an application for fill and finish for loose gear tuners on a bass. This is a very common problem, and a lot of times people cannot go and buy a new set of gears, get them installed in time, and be able to play a gig that night, and they're stuck. They're stuck with these loose vibrating gears. It's not really a serious problem unless it starts resonating, and that's what we're going to go into right now and show you how to do a quick fix on this within 10 minutes and be able to have your bass ready to play that night. So here's the bass that's causing a problem. This is a pretty common problem, doesn't matter what brand bass it is. They have these clover gears, people call them different, butterfly gears, all kinds of different names, but occasionally they'll get loose. They're not really welded on, they're riveted on. So if you listen to the low E string, that buzz that you're hearing right there, that buzz right there is because this is loose. Now if you watch, you hear that? This is going to resonate to different frequencies, and because of that, it's going to be this noise that you can't live with, especially if you're going to go, let's say you're going to the recording studio tonight. This is going to drive you crazy. So I get a lot of basses that come to me and they think it's fret buzz or the nut's too low, stuff like that. First thing I always check is these gears. So as you see, this one goes away. This one's loose, it's wiggling, and this one, you can hear it. So we want to make sure that we turn the gears at a nice level, pretty much level area right here. And also, as you can see, there's some dirt and stuff right here. So what I like to do, and be very careful if you do this, this is acetone in a little tiny jar. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it's just an extra way to let it soak in the fill and finish into the gear. And so I'm just kind of cleaning off just a little bit of areas. If you got a lacquer finish on your bass and it's a vintage bass, don't ever do this. But if this is a polyester finish, and acetone won't bother it. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to do one side of these real fast. So I'm overdoing this a little bit, but I want to show you. There's these whip tips that you can get from GluBoost, and they basically are what I advise to put on top of the bottle, and they look like that. It's a tiny, tiny little nozzle, so to speak, so you're not going to be plopping a lot of glue, and that's what it looks like when it's on the bottle right there. So I'm going to grab a Q-tip here, and this is our culprit right here. This is the one that's really causing us problems. So I'm going to go down here really closely, and I'm going to take this fill and finish thin, and I'm putting a nice little bead right here, because what's going to happen is as I wiggle this, it's going to soak right into, and then I'm going to take that rag that we had, and then I'm going to use the GluBoost. A couple sprays like that. We're not trying to drench this thing. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the exact same thing with the next gear. Now, the good thing about fill and finish, it is flexible. So it's not technically bonding the metals together. See that wiggling right there? It's not technically bonding the metals, but it's doing some gap filling, and it's also holding them together. And then because it's flexible, it's not going to get brittle and break loose in the middle of a gig or a show. And let's do one more here. It's kind of hard to see the capillary action, but as you wiggle this, see, like this gear is not that loose, so it's not a crucial problem at all. I just like to clean it up. And then, oh, look at that bad boy. All right, come to Papa, here we go. So I'm going just a little bit around there. Like I said, you don't want to drench it. You want to let this thing work its way into all the loose areas. And then, as I did with the first one, come back with the GluBoost. Just a light dusting, 2 shots of it, light dusting. Now I'm going to go in reverse. I'm going to start back over here where the first one was, and I want to do the other side. So, as I did before, I took some acetone, but on the other gears I'm not going to do that. It's basically fixed right now. Fill and finish them. Right there, right there. I don't want to wiggle a lot because I don't want to, you know, separate the bond that's going on right now. And then I'm going to take this one. And you can see there's some rust here too, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that off too. Now there's not a lot of room for this to wick in because the initial dose that I put on the other side has already penetrated through both sides. And then I'm going to do this one. Like I said, this is an emergency repair if you got a studio gig or something. But I've done these and had them last 5-6 years. And I always tell the bass player, you know what? When you can leave the bass with me for a long time, we'll order some new gears. I hardly ever see them come back and ask for new gears. If you remember, this one was a problem gear right here. It's not moving at all. But we're going to turn it upside down and wick in a little bit, whatever it'll take right here as well. Now, I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing here with the nozzle, but that is the rivet. That's what's, there's a little pin that's pounded in there, and it's kind of like a little fork, you know, so this is like a little potato chip stuck in between a little fork, for a lack of a better analogy. And that's what gets loose. There's guys that'll go out there and they'll resolder them, they'll replace them. I've done both. But right now, we're in a time is of the essence situation. So now let's come back with the GluBoost again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so I think we're in it for less than 10 minutes right now. I'm going to bring this back up. These will not wiggle. They are fixed now, tight as can be, and due to the flexibility of the fill and finish, it's acting as a bonding agent and a filler, and it's not going to get brittle and crack off and fall off due to temperature changes. And then now you can go in the studio and you can play and not have that buzz, that annoying buzz. Now remember, this one right here was really bad, no noise. This one right here, real bad, no noise. If I wanted to, I could wiggle this as hard as I can. It's not coming loose. So once again, this is Tracy at Guitar Tech Corner here in Ventura, California, showing you a quick tip with fill and finish from GluBoost Industries.